A mom and her 6-year-old son walked into a Sears, and 12 minutes later, he was gone. This was 1981. What happened next is completely insane. This one horrifying afternoon didn't just destroy a family, it changed America forever, and it turned a normal, heartbroken dad into one of the biggest crime fighters in history. This is the unbelievable story of how the murder of Adam Walsh created America's Most Wanted. It's a story about turning the worst pain imaginable into a revolution for justice. This is Adam Walsh, a super happy 6-year-old kid. On July 27, 1981, he was in the toy aisle of a Sears. His mom turned away for literally seconds, and when she came back, he was gone. Vanished. The security guards thought he was hiding. The police told his parents, with a shrug, he'll turn up. But he didn't. His dad, John Walsh, a totally normal guy, went into beast mode. He printed thousands of flyers himself at Kinko's, plastering his son's face on every street corner and highway in Florida. And then 16 days later, the most horrible thing imaginable happened. A fisherman found Adam's severed head in a canal. The rest of his body was never ever found. There were no suspects, no witnesses, nothing. Just a family's worst nightmare happening in front of the entire country. Back in 1981, the system was completely broken. If a kid went missing, police basically treated them like a runaway. The FBI wouldn't even help unless there was a ransom note. Can you believe that? One detective even said Adam was probably at Disney. That one comment made his dad, John Walsh, so angry he quit his job and dedicated his entire life to fixing this broken system. He became an expert on child abductions, and he went straight to Congress to demand change. Because of him, they opened the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, the first ever 24/7 hotline for missing kids. But John wanted to do more. He pitched a crazy idea to TV executives, a show where you, the viewers, could call in and help catch criminals live. Fox, a brand new network, said yes, and this grieving dad was about to become one of the biggest TV stars in the world. Asterisk, America's Most Wanted asterisk, went live on February 7th, 1988. It was wild. The show was raw, it was intense, and it had this toll-free number at the bottom of the screen. The very first episode was about this guy, John List. He murdered his entire family, his wife, his mom, his 3 kids, then disappeared for 17 years. The show aired, and over 200,000 tips came flooding in. It was insane. Just days later, because someone watching TV recognized him, List was arrested. A TV show literally caught a killer who had been on the run for almost 2 decades. The network ordered 40 more episodes on the spot. By 2011, the show helped catch over 1,200 fugitives and find 60 missing kids. This show was an unstoppable justice machine. This show didn't just catch bad guys. It changed everything. Suddenly, everyone in America knew what an unsub was. That scrolling tip line you see on the news, asterisk, America's Most Wanted asterisk, did it first. But here's the most important part. The show led to actual laws being passed. Because of John Walsh in this show, Congress created the National Sex Offender Registry, a tool that helps protect kids and literally did not exist before Adam was taken. The show made millions of people realize, if this could happen to Adam, it could happen to my kid. And so people started paying attention. They turned from passive TV viewers into an army of active helpers, making communities safer everywhere. Let's go back to that first capture, because it is insane. So this John List guy murders his whole family in 1971 and just vanishes. He changes his name to Robert Clark, remarries, and for 18 years pretends to be a normal dude. But asterisk, America's Most Wanted asterisk, was not going to let him get away. They hired an artist to make this incredible sculpture of what List would look like 18 years older. They put this sculpture on TV, read from the insane letter he left behind, and boom. A viewer who used to be his neighbor recognized him from the sculpture and called the hotline. Just days later, police arrested him. An ordinary person watching TV helped catch a mass murderer who had been free for almost 2 decades. This proved the entire concept. Giving regular people the power to help creates unbelievable results. In 2011, Fox canceled the show. You'd think that would be the end, right? Wrong. John Walsh is not a quitter. He took his mission to other channels, never stopping the hunt. And then, in 2021, the impossible happened. Fox brought the show back. And this time, John wasn't hosting alone. He was hosting with his son, Callahan Adam's little brother. How crazy is that? The kid who grew up seeing his murdered brother's face on posters is now continuing the fight alongside his dad. The new show streams on Hulu and proves the formula still works. Every episode ends with John saying the same thing he said for over 35 years. Remember, you can make a difference. Adam Walsh would be 50 years old today. We'll never know the man he would have become, but we know his legacy is gigantic. Because a 6-year-old boy was taken from a Sears, we now have Amber Alerts that blast on our phones. We have national sex offender registries to protect kids. The world is literally a safer place because of him. And because his dad turned the worst pain imaginable into the biggest fight for justice you've ever seen, a television show turned millions of us into a giant crime-fighting team. It proved that regular people can do incredible things. John Walsh always ends his show saying, "You can make a difference." And he's 100% right. If you think this story is as incredible as I do, smash that like button to help it reach more people, and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that changed our world. Sharing this video keeps Adam's legacy alive. Thanks for watching, and remember, you can make a difference.